What up, YouTube? This is different. This is not boxing. It is lifting related, and I haven't talked lifting in a little bit, just because I haven't had the time. If you watched the last couple videos, I've been trying to get back on the YouTube grind, and I think trying to upload at least something relative. So, rather quick video. I kind of want to talk about my goals. As corny as this is, I want to talk about goals, fitness goals related mainly for next year and what I'm planning to do. Things that I have soft spoken, things that I think I need to do in order to accomplish what I want in this fitness space. As you guys have seen, and I think as you can see, and I think as the subscriber base of me can see, there's been a lot more lifting based like shorts, and that's because I have fully committed into Olympic weightlifting in regards to practicing it. When I first started Olympic weightlifting, I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. It's pretty evident. Within 1 year, there's a big change, right? Last year in December was when I translated to Olympic weightlifting. I bought my bumper plates, and I was fucking Olympic weightlifting with a barbell from Rogue, right? It wasn't an Olympic weightlifting bar. It was a fucking Rogue Ohio power bar. So for powerlifting. But I was using that to Olympic weightlift, and I ran the people I trusted it at the time were Barbell Medicine, because they had got me pretty fucking strong in powerlifting. And I said, well, they have an Olympic weightlifting template. I gave them $50, which was a dumb idea. And I ran that twice, and I competed once with it. And my snatch went from looking like complete dog shit, which, my very first couple snatches looked like ass looking back at them, to what you've seen last week. And I was snatching 150 for a complex. And in this week, hopefully 155 and so forth. So I guess what I'm saying is, the change in Olympic weightlifting has been a drastic one, and I think my body has changed for the better because of it. I have lost about 47 pounds, plus or minus a couple, water weight. I went from last year being like 199-ish to being 177-ish, 180-ish, depending on how much water I have for the day, and I think it's a good thing. I sound like I'm rambling, but the whole point of it is, like, what's the goal, what I want to accomplish, right? So, jumping off of the Barbell Medicine template, what I had done was, after I failed my first Olympic weightlifting meet, I said I want to double down and get better at this. So I signed up for a second one, and it went well. Thing is, right before that second meet had happened, I was still running the Barbell Medicine template, and I said, this shit is not good. They still had me deadlifting, and they still had me benching. And it's not to talk shit about the Barbell Medicine guys. They're good for, like, strength training. They're not good for the Olympic lifts. They had complexes. They had days, like, specific for lifting the Olympic lifts, but it still wasn't it. You had fucking deadlifts. You had bench press. You had strict presses. It was just not really it, and not enough touches for someone who was green as me. So I ended up buying Greg Everett's Olympic weightlifting book, and I did change a lot. I basically relearned how to do the clean. I relearned how to do the jerk. I relearned how to do the snatch, outlined in his book. And I can't stress that enough for people who are just starting out this sport. And in that same book, he has programs. There's a level 0, level 1, level 2, level 3. I didn't do the level 0 because I was not a complete noob. And I didn't do level 1 because I felt like it was too little volume. I started with level 2 programming, which is a 4-day-a-week program. And it was about 8 weeks in length. And I ran that through once, and I think the strength gains were pretty fucking, or the skill gains were pretty obvious. I just think that the programming was a little too one-dimensional for me to make progress on. Although he says that you should be cleaning 100 kilos if you want to consider yourself a level 3 athlete. Or snatching, I think it was 180 for a level 3 athlete. The thing is, it was kind of like a Mark Ripito thing, where it was like volume day and intensity day Friday, which was cool, but the intensity day Friday for me was 5 heavy singles, or 5 heavy singles, which is something that I couldn't recover from anymore in conjunction with everything else. So I switched to the level 3 programming. That level 3 programming is a 5-day-a-week program, and I'm in week 6 of it now, and Thursday is my rest day, and today's my rest day. My whole point to it is that this 5-day-a-week thing is basically a mini full-time job for me. It's been a lot. Like, I spend 2 hours 5 times a fucking week in the gym. Not that I'm complaining about it. I like the gym, but it's a lot of work. And I guess what I'm kind of getting at is that, what's the point? What is my end goal, right? I'm fucking snatching, cleaning, jerking, something, some form, some version of it 5 times a fucking week, right? So what's my end goal? I think this, I'm not sure if I want to. Okay, this is where it gets crazy. I'm like talking to the camera, but talking to myself. It gets crazy for me because a part of me wants to sign up for an Olympic weightlifting meet this January 24th, which is a month away about. But another part of me doesn't want to do that. And the part that confuses me is that I want to because I like competing and I think it's necessary in order to get good at this sport. But I don't want to do that because it cuts right into my programming. And it's a 12-week program, level 3, that Greg Everett has in his book. And if I were to go and I were to compete, I'd be skipping basically the most essential part of the peaking phase in his program because he has it as structures. He has it as a preparation phase 1, preparation phase 2, competition is the last phase. Competition is weeks 9, 10, 11, and 12. 12 being the week you're maxing the fuck out. And it's important because he has singles, doubles, and triples there programmed for you to get good at it. Versus right now, leading up to week 9, he still has you maxing out on complexes, which are good, but they're not going to be indicators of what the fuck you're going to be maxing out on meet day. And I kind of want to put my best foot forward and not do that. So a part of me says I'm not going to compete January. A part of me says I want to compete 12 weeks from when this program ends so I can reset it, or 13 weeks because I want to give myself a week to recover, to do it all over again. So I think my soft goals are to compete twice this year. I'm not sure about the January one. I still have to see if I can even sign up. If I can sign up, then I might sign up by the end of next week. I need to make sure I have people that can come with me. If not, I won't do it. But the goal, and the long-winded explanation for my goal, is this. I want to clean and jerk 2 plates, 225, which I almost did. And that's kind of the end of the program, which I almost did at the end of level 2 programming. And that level 2 programming got me pretty fucking good. I cleaned 225, but I missed my jerk because my pressing strength wasn't all there, which Greg does adjust in level 3 programming, where it's like a fuck ton of jerks and upper body strengthening moves, which I think I'll get it at the end of this block. And my second goal is I really want to snatch 185, and we're talking pounds here. 185 is my goal. And after I hit those 2 goals, I'm not exactly sure what's going to be next. A part of me really, really wants to go back to powerlifting, and I don't know if I want to, or if it's just like a longing to want to feel like I'm lifting heavy weights, because snatching and clean and jerking is fun. It's creative. It's been really good, but it's a lot of work. And realistically, if you want to get any better from where I'm at now, how do you do that? You do that by doing more days. You're doing 6 days a week, 5 days a week. And it's like, is it worth it? I'm like an intermediate weightlifter at best. If I pull 180, if I snatch 185 and do 225, those are good numbers. I'm not going to lie. That's pretty good shit for a 25-year-old ass man who started late and this is his first year in. Those would be great numbers to hit by year 2. Thing is it worth all the time and investment? I don't know. But I still having fun with it. So in my head, I want to do this weightlifting shit at least 2 years before I go back. But at the same time, I do want to plan a powerlifting meet, because I do miss being able to squat 405 for fucking 5. I do miss squatting 462 like nothing. I do miss pulling 500 pounds, but I don't miss being as big as I was in order to do that. So it's like, it's the honeymoon phase with Olympic weightlifting, where it's like, I like this shit, but I have to think about it long term. I want to have time for my family, my friends, inevitable, a future partner. I can't be like, hey, I got to lift 2 hours, 5 days a week, like, that ain't going to be sustainable for those long-term relationships, and whenever they come, if they come, right? I don't know. I'm a single guy, but you don't know when that changes. And I can't be like to my future potential partner, hey, bro, I ain't going to pay attention to you for 5 days a week after 8 hours. Let's say, well, it's 8 hours of work, an hour drive to work, an hour drive back, 10 hours, let's say, of working, 2 hours in the gym. When the fuck am I going to pay attention to my future partner, right? And it's things like that keep me in check, where it's like, I like being in the gym 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. I like seeing the results. But to what end is it worth it? Like, you're an intermediate weightlifter at best. But, so, to summarize the video, I think my goals for next year are pretty set in stone. I want to compete in weightlifting twice. I'm not sure if one of them is going to be this January. It might or might not be. I got to check the things. Or it might be in spring, and it might be in winter again, where I can plan it out a little bit more and I can run this level 3 programming a couple times. I know I've gotten stronger. I've seen the results. I am jerking 200 for doubles. I am fucking jerking 190, 180 for sets and reps. I am cleaning 190 for sets and reps. I am snatching 155 plus an overhead squat complex, and it's been going good. So I know I'm getting stronger, but the question is to what ends and how long is this a sustainable thing for? And the goals are 225, 185 pounds snatch, clean and jerk and snatch. And I do know I want to inevitably go back to powerlifting because inevitably, and I kind of want to change that 600-pound deadlift because it's me. How could I not want to chase it? People of the channel know that 500 pounds was my lifetime goal. And when I hit it, I had a fucking bloat max to do it. And it was one of the greatest feelings in the world when I finally hit 500 pounds. Although I missed it in competition, I did hit it in the garage and it's in the YouTube channel. One of the greatest feelings in my world. A part of me wants to go back and chase that 600. A part of me really wants to do that. And a part of me knows it's also not sustainable for all the reasons I mentioned. Because when I was doing the 500-pound grind, it was 1 year straight of bloat maxing, 1 year straight of pounding every Friday a fucking session. And then every Saturday and Sunday, I felt like shit because you were eating a lot, you were out of shape, and you were fucking pulling. And people know if you're pulling heavy weights for your body, the CNS. Anyways, this is a whole rant. Those are my goals for 2024. And those are kind of future thoughts I have to put in my head. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. Peace.